Aye, aye.
Hello, Internet world. My name is Frigid Hyperion, and welcome back to Dungeons and Dragons: The Wilds of Wildemount campaign. We've got everybody here. We've got Lily, Quinn, Kyle, Rocky, Kale, myself, and of course our lovely dungeon master, Miss Emily.
Hello. So, last time on the wilds of Wildemount, you guys found yourselves in a local tavern off of the coast of Palma Flora, on a small little isle called the Flora Isle. Not too long after being hanging around the tavern, introducing yourself to the characters, drinking some good drinks and some really bad ones, eating bread bowls and making a ruckus. You all noticed that the ground started to shake beneath you. Ooh! Then screams were heard from the beach. Ah! And thus, you guys experienced what it was like to be in the middle of a Shogwin raid, which again are those fish people. Um, After trying to help the locals get to safety and save a couple of people more directly, you all found yourself fighting tooth and nail through Shogwin to get onto a ship that was docked nearby. As you all made your way onto the ship, you the Flora Isle and the rest of Palma Flora grew smaller on the horizon as the Wavechaser cut through the choppy waters of the Lucidian Ocean. Um, Now you find yourself on the deck of the ship with several refugees from the village all huddled around, while the crew tended to the vessel. So, on the deck of the ship, what do y'all do?
Is this the same day?
Yes.
So I am still drunk. Gotcha.
Well, I would say you're a little bit more sobered up than where you were
Before, but I was
earlier.
like nearly blackout. Like I'm barely gonna remember that fight.
Wow, what a convenient excuse to not take notes.
So I take it. Um, I'm just going to say this just to double check, but I take it that this part of the ship is below deck, and this part of the ship is the deck. Okay.
And there's also another, there's a hole underneath it, but that's not too important.
Okay.
But yes, this is under, this is on top.
Okay.
And are we under?
Right now, you are all on the main deck of the ship.
And so I shall
Don't
place
you,
myself.
you can
Cool.
place yourself if you want to. You don't have to. I'm not going to be placing NPCs.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
I'll just take it away then.
How many people are on the ship with us?
Currently, there is a crew of about 10, and there are 18 refugees, not including yourselves. These are people that you've saved, encountered, and there are a couple that made their way onto the ship outside of your influence.
Sounds great.
I have 3 questions.
Here it comes.
What happened? And why do you look different? And I can't remember the third question.
This is a good point. You've taken quite a bit of a different transformation.
Ah, yes. Well, that is a bit complicated to explain. However, the best thing I can say is that it's a special power that's been gifted to me that I may take on certain identities.
So you're not a money grubbing a landlord or own anything such as that.
Well, I will admit that the old man that you saw before is the only actual character that I have taken on. I unfortunately found him in a back alley when I first traveled to the Menagerie Coast, and I unfortunately found him slumped in an alleyway, already gone.
You impersonated a dead guy?
Kinda creepy.
I didn't quite know that story.
Aren't there laws about that?
I'm sorry that I'm sorry that I have deceived you, all of you, for this long, but it is something that has had to. It was a means to an end, and well, as of right now, it seems as though that character can be put to rest.
So does he have a like, should we be contacting somebody about, does anybody even know he's dead?
From what I could tell, he has not been receiving any letters from family. In fact,
Oh shit.
the only thing that I found on him was a, how do you say, a lifelong title to a cabana that I've only used once per year, and being at the shark bounty festival.
That
Yes,
explains your
that's
presence.
gone.
Never met a shapeshifter before. That's quite fascinating, if I do say so myself.
Well, I myself am not a shapeshifter. It's just, like I said, a power that's been given to me.
Speak with this man before he passed, or was he already gone?
He was already gone when I had found him.
Shame.
Indeed.
Could have had quite the amazing story.
And as for other identities that I have, everyone else that I have at my disposal are all people that I have made up. While there are some paperwork that goes along with them, it has been that they've been registered under those personas.
Fascinating.
You can see Brom like shifting side to side, uneasy.
Do you
Nice.
have a question for me, Brom?
You're handy in a fight, and I appreciate what you did for the townsfolk, but I just feel uneasy about so much magic. It's weird, and I've never seen stuff like it before.
You mean to tell me you've never gone your entire life without seeing something like this? And then I'm gonna, like, make puffs of smoke and embers of fire pop from my hands.
Oh my goodness! Can you do it again?
You're gonna watch Brom's eyes widen. No, of course not.
And then
I've lived my entire life on my farm and in the town nearby. I knew of mages, but you just farm and you work hard by your own hands.
So you've never seen this either? Animo will start to fly, levitate. You see like a puff of wind go beneath his feet. He's starting kind of like jets up like to like 2 feet in the air.
Okay, at this point.
Heard of magic, but tell me, what do you use? I mean, I too am in the showbiz, but come on now. Here's some of those secrets.
This is just a trait of my people, the Air Genasi.
You can watch as Brahm is getting more and more like no, he's getting more and more anxious around the magic. No, this is stuff out of stories, and oh,
Well, I
I
mean,
should be at my farm. I should be tilling the land. I shouldn't have to deal with monsters and disappearing islands and magic.
Deal with.
I grew up in a relatively sheltered surrounding. I've never ever heard of a single soul who hasn't seen some weird monster or had run in with anybody using magic before. I've never heard of anyone who's never seen quite of a thing.
You say that magic is only in stories, but, well, think of this as another story, but you're able to recount it firsthand. Something you can pass down to your children, maybe.
I'd like that. I'd like it to be a story with a happy ending.
Welcome to the Grand Illusion. Then take your seat.
Good old sticks. I would love for everyone to have a happy ending in this story. But for everyone in Palma Flora, I'm afraid that's not quite the case for everyone.
True. Do you know where the ship is going?
I hadn't a clue. Are there any of the crewmen near us?
Yeah, you see several crewmen intermingled among the island refugees. You see a big, burly, hairy man playing a card game with some of the refugees. A half-orc that gazes out at the waves as she smiles at a dolphin leaping through the ship's wake. You see a young male elf with pale green skin and watery eyes speaking to a female dwarf with a thick knotted beard at the ship's helm, and a handsome, muscle-bound man that's flirting with one of the refugees. You notice that some of the island refugees are creating makeshift shelters from the sun all across the deck of the Wavechaser. You notice those that you saved during the raid are here, as well as a handful of others who managed to reach the ship before it left the dock.
I turn around to one of the crewmen and I say, "Excuse me. By chance, do you happen to know where this ship is heading?"
Again, the closest one to you would probably be the big burly hairy man.
Right.
But he's darkly handsome, heavyset, and strong. He is near some of the refugees playing that card game. It's equivalent to Go Fish. Nothing crazy.
Yo, I want to play Go Fish.
He says to you,
What I thought I just.
he looks at you and says, not quite sure. I think the captain is currently in her quarters at the moment, and she's she'll let us know when she's made a decision.
I understand. Thank you for your time.
I go, what do you happen to be playing there by chance? What kind of card game?
Go fishing.
I think this is more of a ship captain and crew kind of game. Ship. Yes, that one.
I mean, I would say most people know how to play Go Fishing. It's a game we all learned as a kid. See that anybody have a 8 of spades? You see one
Who
of
has
the
8 spades?
See Miles checking his pockets. Oh,
you see
shame. Only
one
a
of the
7 of spades.
refugees, a young boy. I mean, he is pretty young, probably no more than 8, 8 or 9. I have one, and he gives it to the guy. Alrighty, well, your turn. Just the game continues.
I really wish that my character had a shovel. That would have been pretty epic.
Miles will grab the deck and shuffle up the cards and go, okay,
They're
let's
in
do
the
it.
middle of a game. They're in the middle of a game right now. Are you really going to grab these cards
Still
from
gotta
these
shuffle up
people?
the cards.
Okay.
Yes, I will shuffle the cards inside of your hand.
Make
Yep.
make a dexterity check.
That's
Before they even
Hold
knew
the
it.
cards.
there was a question mark on there. Was that a check or was that a saving throw?
I'm
Or
gonna
is it
go- I'm gonna do-
is it a steal? Is it more like a thieving thing?
Like a
Should he be rolling stealth?
sleight of
Stealing
hand.
something.
Go
That's sleight of
sleight
hand.
of go sleight of hand. Yeah,
Sleight
go
of
sleight
hand.
Sleight
of hand.
Oh, that one.
So
Well,
you go to reach your hand out and grab the deck, and Borth just grabs you by the wrist. He says, "We're in the middle of a game right now, and I do not take kindly to people who interfere with the games."
My apologies, friend. You can let go of my hand now.
He holds it for just a second longer and lets it go. The little boy, he says, "Does anybody have... Oh, Borth, do you have a 3 of hearts?" "No, my lad." The guy who you've been talking to. "Nope, no 3 of hearts. Go fishing." "Aw, okay." He goes and he pulls one out.
He goes, gets out a fishing rod, just starts casting it.
That's mildly inconvenient. My wrist is bothering me just a bit. Boy, that lad has a real nice strong grip.
You're lucky he didn't cut it off.
I would certainly hope they wouldn't.
Side eyes, you guys, and kind of you know what, Kyle, go ahead and have Miles roll a insight check.
Nice.
You see him. He kind of looks down at his cards, and he's got big, like, bushy hair around his face, and it mostly would cover up his facial expression, but you do see a little twinge of a smile underneath the his mustache and beard.
Very respectful lad, though.
Their game continues.
Brom's gonna get up from his sitting position and come over to Miles and ask, "What was that about?"
Oh, I was just going to have a little bit of fun, and needless to say, the gentleman here has some very nice reflexes. No trouble at all, though. I promise. Harmless fun.
I've always known better than to interrupt a card game, even if there's not one at stake for money.
True. Even in my magicless side of the world, One
We
does not
especially
cheat
don't
at
mess
cards.
with money games.
You're liable to have a knife pulled on you.
Well, from my end of things, you're liable to have a knife pulled on you for any number of reasons, and for non-reasons.
What a sad life that must be.
Maybe I'll tell you about it sometime.
Petty knivery, huh? What a
The,
shame.
the abundance of risk for you guys living in constant threat of having knives pulled on you is quite appalling to me. It's really concerning, and I'm kind of worried for you guys.
Hey, at least nobody in the tavern can make flames appear out of midair.
Oh, I'm sure there were a few. I'm sure that wonderful innkeeper could have done it.
That's a
Oh, not
harrowing
only,
thought.
not only could she have done it, I've seen her do it a few times.
The one in Palma Flora.
Yes.
Yes, I was talking about back in my home.
Ah.
Things seem
Where's your home
so
exactly?
much simpler.
Ah, okay. I've
Just
been through
by the
there a
way.
few times.
My home, it's a little farm outside of Tusoa. It's a little town, easy to skip over, but not so small that we don't have the things we need.
Yes, I've been through there a few times, but have not actually been able to really stop too much, to say the least.
It's a harrowing thought to think that magic may have been around me without my knowledge.
Magic is everywhere.
And performers don't need magic. But that does not mean that we don't have some.
Just think of it like the people who are able to channel magic as the types of people who are able to bend nature to their will. It's all around us, no matter where you go or where you decide to live or whatnot. It's just that some people are generally better at weaving through the fabric that lies between our reality and make it manifest in physical forms, like this. And then I'm gonna make more puffs of smoke come out of my hands.
And as you see, my dear friend, you can have people like this man right here do it for fun, and you can have some people use it for very, very vile, evil deeds. It's just another one of those things throughout the world.
Well,
Magic is not inherently bad or evil. It's one of those. It depends on who the user bends its use to. Magic only aligns to the will of the user. Whether the will of the user is malicious or altruistic is all entirely up to the being itself, not towards any forces of nature.
and while sometimes the magic that I hold can be used for fun, I try not to let it be for fun. And like I said, that other character was the only one that really had such a role to it. The others are for, say, distraction, say for information, say for persuading.
I have a question for you then. Could you do me?
To a degree, yes, but my magic does not work in that same way. The magic that I hold works in such a way where I must imagine that character, that persona, if you will, and imagine it down to such detail that I have almost become that person, that persona.
So it takes time.
It takes time indeed. Such a persona must be fleshed out, and while I have a disguise kit with me, and I could disguise myself as you, it is, no matter how well a replica, it is nothing compared to the real thing.
Good. It scared me to think that somebody at will could take on the appearance of a loved one. It helps to know that it would at least take time.
Well, that and I don't...
Knowledge.
It takes knowledge, yes. And that is something I do not care to do, is impersonate someone who is still living. And with that last character, I'm not sure if I want to impersonate anybody at all. I'm kind of like the disguises that I have that are of my own design.
I'm glad you stopped that there, because I was going to say, you're going to fake another dead man and then make somebody's loved one truly suffer? I go, that sounds like a terrible deed, but I'm glad you stopped right there, because I feel like I could get to know this person much better.
That old man that you had a conversation with back in that tavern, I have those same values. I still have those same thoughts. It's just a different face put into them now, if you will.
Well, when we come ashore, wherever that is, do you think we'll have to deal with those fish things again?
Well, if we stay away from the sea.
We're on a boat. I think you're forgetting about that.
I wonder if they're following us.
Or if their whole thing was just to take the island that they took, in which case we're probably fine.
You can
Unless
see
we want to go
Brom.
back there.
Well,
You can see Brom shudder both at the idea of going back there and the idea that they're following us.
but what would they have to do with us, and what would they have to do with Palma Flora? Why attack Palma Isle at all?
I'm not quite sure.
Do they have kinship with sharks, perhaps? There was a festival to hunt them.
Not entirely sure on that one, but a good thought.
Was it a first time? Like I can't remember. Was this the first time that we had hunted sharks, or has it been a recurring event? Definitely the first time I was there.
It has been a recurring event. Like I said, Team Liam had a lifetime pass to that event, or at least to the cabana that was on the isle to watch the event.
So then, why now?
I'm not entirely sure. Of course, while while I have spectated the sport and enjoyed it, I have not read up on the information surrounding the shark hunt, I'm afraid.
Well, I have 1 HP to heal.
Oh, that's miraculous. Do you know how many HPs you have?
I'm
What
just
is
trying not to get
HP?
HPV.
Oh,
What's
right.
HP?
Oh, yes. Brom, there's very many things that we need to catch you up on, it seems.
What is an HP?
Around this time, you notice the female half orc, who was previously looking off into the at the dolphins behind the ship in the wake. You didn't quite notice her leave, but she did end up. You do notice her coming back out right towards you from the direction of where some of you may presume the captain's quarters are, coming directly for you too. Well, the group of you, I should say.
Oops.
Um,
Sorry about that.
Hi. You all were the people who helped save the crew and the refugees from the Isle. Yes.
Yes, as we did what we could. Yes.
Um, I was just talking with the captain, and she said to escort you guys down to the quarters so you guys could get some rest.
What time of day is it at this time?
It is like literally 3 or 4.
Well,
It's rather early.
First sounds good.
I know. You guys might have taken a little bit of a beating, and after trying to save so many people, I know. I don't know if you noticed, but you actually, she points at Moonsick. You were, you fired a shot and ended up taking out one of the Shogren that was attacking me. And anyway, I appreciate it.
I was just doing what had to be done. No matter what has happened on that isle, I couldn't let those monsters take an innocent's life.
Well, anyway, if you guys wanted to go take like a little nap or something like that, I can show you the way. You can put your things down. We have dinner will be around 7, so there's plenty of time.
I'm going to take that offer. Thank you very much.
Graciously.
Sounds
accept
great
that.
to
Thank
me.
you.
Here, I'll show you right this way. Oh. Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, what are we doing?
What?
What?
Who are we attacking?
That was a
What?
mistake. I accidentally rolled something when I was trying to edit one of my things. That's not
That's okay.
like that never happened.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. She leads you.
Don't worry about it.
She, just off of the aft of the ship, she leads you to a small group quarters room. It's right here. You see, You see that the cabin has a low ceiling, particularly suited to like dwarves or like other short people. So some of the taller ones of you have to kind of duck your head down. There's a small flame and a storm lantern swinging from a hook. It's just barely enough light to warm the cramped space. There's stacked hammocks that line the wall, giving little narrow access to a small chest and shelves that climb the inside of the curved inside of the hole. Feel free to take the hammocks that you need, and if you're not up by dinner time, I'll come find you.
I've slept in a hammock before.
It's not so bad once you get used to the shape of the hammock when it's hanging from the walls and the ceiling.
Honestly,
Right.
sounds more comfortable than most things I've had to deal with.
You all feel the soft sway of the ship. and it moves the hammocks. And as you kind of, those who still want to climb up into the hammock, you kind of struggle a little bit as, it tips a little bit too far to the right, and then it settles back. The soft roaring of cutting through the ocean is soothing.
It's soothing. Oh, never mind then.
We're not into choppy waters by any means. It's not hard.
Don't worry about me.
I'm always worried about you, lad.
Oh, why, thank you.
I remember when you told me that you were sleeping in a tent outside Pheolin when we had first met. I was astounded. I was astounded that. Well, I remember the first night that you, the night of the carnival when we had called it a night. You turned me down on my offer to sleep in my house. And
I felt that it would be too much. We had only just met after all.
Well, I mean, I always have an extra bed, though. That's the thing.
Is that right? Well, next time. I mean, it was the next time.
But, of course, now good old Dardek now has the house to himself, so he has 2 extra beds.
Well, maybe we'll get some use to them. Maybe there's some people that wish to be scholars that need the room for a while. We won't be back for a bit anyway.
That seems to be the case, at least. Don't know where we're going, but I hope it's not too far away.
Oh, we'll be back soon. Hopefully.
Foreshadowing.
Now, besides taking your short rests, is there anything that anybody would like to do between now and dinner?
You see, Miles is gonna go up to the deck. Excuse me one moment. And you're gonna see him almost lurching over the edge like he's about to get ill, but he manages to save it. Oh, blasted, I haven't been on a ship in forever. Ebbs and flows are starting to really just disagree with my stomach.
Who are you talking to? Just the air?
Well, if we were down in the ship, I was saying, pardon me, and I was trying to kind of run.
Oh,
Like as you're coming
Okay.
back.
Yeah, like, please move, I gotta go, because I feel like I'm going to be ill.
Mm.
Yeah, Miles is not used to being on the sea very often. He's always been as we would like to call, a landlubber.
Brahm is uncharacteristically good on the sea. He doesn't understand why, since he has never been on a boat in his life. He's just lucky.
While Moonsick has never been on a boat himself, well, not for an extended period of time like this, he's always kind of had ideas of having an adventure at sea, so this is kind of right up his alley, and if there was any seasickness to be had, it is washed away by just pure excitedness. I'm trying to think, how do I want to do this? Moonsick was thinking after a couple hours of rest, he would get up and stretch around a little bit and go and see if there were still crew members and refugees playing games.
So you're basically gonna take like an hour or two, go up back on deck, and see if you can't find anybody
Yep,
hanging around.
just mingle.
Anybody else going
Okay.
to join him?
Edward is going to lay down in his hammock. He's gonna take it easy and rest. But he's gonna have his bird, Cole, fly around the ocean and just kind of look through his eyes and enjoy the scenery, as well as sort of looking for any sort of, fish people. I don't really know how they're spelled or what they're called. Right?
Frogler?
Just to look out for that while the bird kind of flies around.
Roll a perception check.
Ooh, perception. Okay.
This is for Cole, by the way.
Oh, okay. So I use his stats.
Mhm.
Let me just open up Cole's character sheet. He has a +1 to wisdom. Okay. I'll just roll a d20 and add 1. That's a 6.
So he takes off and goes to fly circles around the ship, and even at one point he perches in the crow's nest.
Crows.
And just kind of looks about, feeling. You feel as him. You feel the like the excuse me. You feel the wind ruffling his feathers just a little bit, as frequently he kind of lifts his wings out and catches the wind under them without ever leaving the roost. Just stretching and pulling. All around you, you see nothing but miles and miles and miles.
Oh,
That's right, baby.
wow.
All me.
What's he doing
of
all over the
ocean.
ocean?
You see, there's this spell called polymorph.
Yeah.
Polymorph the ocean into yourself. Okay. I see what you did.
All the fish, really. Nothing major.
The first things you notice are the blank canvas sails, the mizzen, the main, and the fore, and the long banner flying over the main crow's nest. Dozens of artists would have had to construct this, right? From rope and sailmakers to shipwrights and carpenters. A figurehead juts out arrogantly from the prow against the sea's perils. You notice around you that the quarterdeck and cabin are designed better than some more modest houses. Frequently, the crew calls out and takes their stations, and the very elements are of the crew, at least, are charged with excitement and adventure, which is a steep contrast to the solemn atmosphere that the refugees are experiencing after losing their house and home and families. And that's it.
So where's the captain, by chance? Does anybody happen to know?
I had asked a crewman earlier about where the destination was heading, and they said that the captain was in her quarters, and when she had made up her mind about something, she will come out and make an announcement, so...
Ah.
As of right...
Well, I was wondering if we had any ungodly idea of where we were still, or if we're just where we're headed or where they're going.
I am certain that the captain does know, but at the same time, I'm sure that something extraordinary has happened. As to why we haven't been notified of anything yet, I can't...
Perhaps they'll go and see what they have. And if they have any ingredients on board.
Do you plan to make help with dinner?
Oh, of course. I know some very good tasty things, and I do occasionally enjoy a good fish or two.
Well, perhaps I'll keep some of the other crewmen entertained with some dice games of some sort.
Ah, ship captain and crew, my friend. That was the joke I was trying to pull off earlier.
Ah, yes, it is, I see it now. It would have been more effective had you had pulled it off more smoothly then, but it is
My
good.
friend, if you've never played the game, it's quite fun.
Say again what the name was.
Ship captain and crew.
Ship Captain and Crew. I don't believe I've had the pleasure of playing such a game.
Ah, well. I will have to go outside. I will have to show you sometime. Very easy game to play. And, perhaps if I catch you and they don't need help in the kitchen, perhaps we can do a quick rundown of it.
That would be delightful.
So you've expressed ideas of things you're going to do. What are you actually going to do? And who's going to do it?
Moonstick will just go amongst the crewmen and the refugees and mingle and play dice games and all that. Not for money, because there's no need to play for money right now. Not in that kind of situation.
Does anybody want to come to the pantry with me and cook?
Brahm's gonna try and fall asleep and sleep off his hangover, his alcohol. I know it won't be long enough, but try and get some of that and rest because he's never been in a fight before. So he's actually gonna
Miles.
fail to fall asleep, but he's gonna try to.
Miles, I am
Yes.
quite interested in cooking.
Let's go.
let's
Anybody else wanna
get this
join us?
bread, as the kids say.
I bet Windchime would have some very good ideas in the kitchen.
Did you just say that the only woman in our party would have good ideas in the kitchen?
It came out to be worse than what it was supposed to be. A brilliant
It was supposed to be a callback to the bread thing.
Oh. Yeah.
I could
Son of a bitch.
Hold on, I can't hear Lily. Lily, can you say that again?
I can certainly lend a hand.
Thank you, Windchime.
This
I
sounds
just seen a
fantastic.
brilliant bread bowl idea, and I thought, this person knows what they're doing.
Ah,
Let's see what we
If
can
we
do.
chimed in a little.
You know, my favorite dish is Oh, never mind.
what?
I don't want to get in even more trouble, evidently. All right. Anybody else? Anybody at all?
No,
Sorry. I'm going to enjoy the view
just gonna enjoy the view. All right.
from my cabin with no visible view of the ocean at all whatsoever.
Well, in that case, I hope you enjoy the view of the inside of your eyelids.
What's going on its own? Come sail away
Yes,
with
don't
me.
worry. I will. I'll tell you if I see any islands. Okay.
Yeah, please do. I mean, there's something swimming on your
Well,
head,
while
so
you-
maybe that's close enough to an
Tap for
ocean.
blue mana?
while you're making sure that while you are looking for islands behind your eyelids, make sure that they're not islands of violence.
Is that a rule of rapping? You don't do that.
I was gonna say, if anybody knows the song I'm referencing, you get a gold star for the day.
I just know that there's certain things that you don't, you don't rhyme with each other because it's been done.
Yeah, like islands and violence.
You also don't
Yeah,
ask Swim
I would-
Chime to
I
go
would
into
say
the
that you
kitchen
don't
with
do
you,
that.
because apparently that's bad too.
No, it's
Miles.
fine. It was fine that you asked her to come to the kitchen.
Miles, why
alright?
do you
Because
keep bringing it up? You're just making it worse
Who's
that way.
Kyle? I don't know who Kyle is!
Miles?
I said
What?
Miles.
Oh, oops. Oh.
It's too
Sorry,
close.
I had a small brain break there. I don't
Did
know.
you
but
know
what's-
somebody named Kyle? You
I
seem
don't
very
even-
against being named Kyle.
Kyle's a very strange name.
Kyle's a strange name. I would say that it's a strong name.
Sounds like he drinks a lot of energy potions. Anyways, let's get to the pantry.
Yes,
Okay,
let's
so
go.
first we'll go with Moonzik. Moonzik, you're gonna start mingling with people.
Yep.
Still playing games. You see Borth and a small selection of refugees playing more go fishing. You do recognize the small boy from before. Continuing to play the game. Again, those makeshift shelters from the sun with some blankets and things that people have pulled out and made. And just a general bustle of activity. Yeah. The timbers creak in counterpoint to the waves that are rocking the ship from side to side. The canvas sails flap and below as the wind drives the ship forward. As you step up onto the deck, the taste of salt permeates every breath, while a damp smell wafts from the freshly swabbed deck, the dark wood swollen and watertight.
Beautiful.
And Moonzik sits down and waits for the next.
The air among the refugees.
That's okay. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna start monologuing. Seriously, please do. I was gonna start
I
repeating
was
myself.
literally
So
just
it's
going to
fine.
say that Moonzik sits down and waits for the game to be over to join in the next one and start striking up a conversation amongst the refugees.
Borth wins the next round, and haha, he says, I win again. You always win. Well, just take some tips, son, and you'll get there sometime. The secret is to look people in the eyes when you ask them. Get a good read on if they have the card or not. Okay. You see that the boy has kind of nudged himself closer to Borth, and is now next to him, and literally as close to this big burly man as he can.
Aw.
Around him, you don't notice anybody that would look like his parents.
That's either an ah or a hee hee.
All right, well that ruined it.
Yep. Fuck. Quinn, come on.
Person.
Come
Such a
on.
bad person. I'm just such a dick, you know? Like,
Sad thing is that any one of us could have made that same joke.
The boy says, "Did you want to play with us, sir?"
Absolutely. If that
Alrighty
is
then.
okay, Borth, was it?
Yes, that's totally okay. He shuffles the deck with expert hands. You notice that he is quite good at handling cards. As he starts to pass out the I don't know, I forget how Go Fish is played, but he starts to pass out everybody's hand.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so far that's good.
7 cards.
7 cards each person.
Thank you.
The Go Fish expert over here.
It's different actually. It's 8 cards and it's called Go Fishing.
Yes, not to be confused with another popular game, card game in this universe, Mentally Unstable 8.
Mentally unstable 8.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes, and my favorite, Bassinettage.
That's right.
Go ahead and roll a insight check to play the game. We'll see how the insight check will determine how good you are at the game.
Oh, interesting. Oh no!
You
Ooh, not
handily lose. Like everybody seems to be taking a read off of you, and you have a hard time reading everybody else. And in no time at all, you find yourself just continuously giving cards to people. Everybody seems to know, like, that you have these cards in your hand. It feels like, but all in good fun. This round, the little boy.
You weren't just saying
he,
that you were looking for 2s the whole time? Does anybody have the 2 of spades? No. Does anybody have the 2 of clubs? My bad. I was the one that had the 2
Does
of
anybody
spades.
have any 2s? They're all gone. We've said this 5 times.
What is that number? What number is K? What's that mean?
Miles is holding up a mirror behind his hand.
This round, the boy does end up winning, and he cheers with excitement. I won! Oh my god! Oh, I won the game! Take that, Borth! Haha, yeah.
Well,
Um,
see, the secret is he doesn't like he's really short like sighted, so he can't see the mirror that hits his hands. So that's the reason.
Moonsick chuckles and he says, well, you did a very good job at reading my expressions and as well as my hands, and that led
Literally.
itself to you beating Borth, it seems. Very well done.
yep, I am so good at this game.
I am so good
You
at
know-
this game.
My dad would play games with me like this. Yeah. I hope he's okay.
Where
Oh,
where is your dad, my boy?
Well, he told me to go to the ship. And he stayed behind. So he's probably back in Palma Flora.
I put a hand on his shoulder and I say, "I'm sure he's doing just fine."
Check.
With a comforting smile, I might add.
Would it be a sad smile?
No, he would try and keep up a facade and be as comforting as he can without and try not to show any sadness behind it.
Okay.
You guys continue playing games, and your luck is not much better. So you make small chit chat. Making your way
Brom
over
really
to.
seems to hate you. I don't know why he's just pointing a mirror at your head. It seems kind of rude.
I'm just letting this happen. I'm not playing for money. I don't care what happens. If I was playing for money, you think I'd be playing with cards?
So we make our way over to Miles and Windchime, who follow their noses down across the below deck into where the galley is. There's a spicy scent coming from the galley, and it smells salty, spicy, and like there's seafood.
Oh, flavouriness, the heartiness of it smells delicious. It smells spicy, salty, and seawatery. Wait, that's everywhere.
Is there anybody down there?
If you guys enter the galley, you do see a familiar man. He is a youngish, probably in his mid-20s, human male. He's got tan skin and a lean, muscled physique. As he's cooking what appears to be a seafood gumbo in a big old pot. You enter the room, and he says, "Oh, hello there. It'll be just a few minutes here before dinner is done."
We came here to help.
Oh, he kind of looks around the little galley, and I do need some vegetables, some chopped, and I need this fish here prepped. Is that something you guys are capable of doing?
Hell yes, sir.
Oh, absolutely.
We're gonna wreck this dude's meal.
Wait. Okay, so you have there are 3 separate sections. He's currently stirring food, and he'll go and he'll chop up some veggies, and there's some shrimp that need to be peeled and cleaned, and a fish that needs to be filleted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Beast
vein,
game.
probably.
Assigning each of you a task. Who would like to stir the pot?
I do.
Oh, wonderful. You just keep on stirring as consistently as you can. Try not to spill anything.
Can I roll for it?
Absolutely.
What should I roll?
Just roll me a straight dexterity check.
Okay.
And if it's gay, I'm gonna be mad.
Oh no!
But I'm okay. I'm okay. That's not the. But it's got to be straight. Just this roll. Next roll, do whatever you want. This roll.
Okay.
That's a dexterity save.
Shit!
Shit, that was
I'm gonna
pretty
keep
gay.
that. I'm gonna keep
Hell
that at
yeah.
20.
Her save is
you
public history checks.
expertly continue to stir this pot as ingredients get added. And I also could use somebody to chop this okra.
Miles will grab.
have. Nope, never mind.
Miles will grab the knife and kind of do a flip with the knife, like kind of flip the knife
Oh,
and then try
no!
to catch it.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand check. Oh, performance, that works too. An 8.
Oh, no!
No, sleight of hand. You said sleight of hand, right? You
I did say sleight of hand.
said sleight of
Okay,
hand.
help you sleight of hand.
Oh, no!
You're lucky I'm letting you re-roll that.
I know.
Nice.
He's also lucky enough to get a 17, so you know there's that.
Oh, he got a 12 plus 5. So,
Yeah, but plus five.
you toss the knife up in there and deftly catch it as you start chopping the okra and various
I'm gonna be doing
vegetables he
tricks
sets
into
in
the
front
bowls
of
and
you.
stuff too, and like flopping hands and doing all kinds
Yeah.
of performance kind of things. with the knife.
Fancy things. Alrighty, and then I also need somebody to clean and prep this fish. You
I
seem
got
like
that.
you
I
did.
love. Oh
Got
hell
that?
yeah! You don't even understand. I'm so good with fish.
Alrighty,
Hey, what
and
do I
here you go.
How are
He
you with
slaps
breakfast
down
fishing?
some big old fish in front of you.
I
to clean and
like
prep.
I tie back my hair. I don't know what with.
With air.
I tie back my hair with air. That's right.
Hell
I
yeah.
use magic to create air
Okay.
and tie back my hair with it.
As you start to prep the fish, go ahead and give me. I'm just gonna keep going with the whole. This is not really a sleight of hand, but we're gonna keep going with the sleight of hand.
Survival? I mean, it's cooking related.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh no!
You.
I'm sad that I'm working with
fucking-
knives though.
You butcher this fish. I mean, there is very little fish that is left to actually go into the gumbo. And after your first fish, he watches you and he's like, well, that's not exactly how you do it. Here, let me show you. And he like kind of pushes you off to the side and says, watch, you have to start here. Underneath the first off, you have to peel off the scales, right? We don't want the scales on there. So then he takes off the scales and you slice down from here to the tail in a nice one big swoop. Here, you try. Less like you're chopping down a tree, more like more like you're like like slicing through air, like very gentle. Go ahead and give me another sleight of hand
I
check.
don't know what
after
you
his
mean.
instructions.
I thought it was gonna be like, well, I mean, you still need to cut it. Oh, that's much better.
With his advice and actually like you are actually prepping this fish correctly. You had no idea how to prep this fish, but now you know.
Because knowledge is
All the
power.
ingredients end in the pot, and wind chimes still just mixing. Nothing is stuck to the bottom of this pan, yeah, in short order, it is all cooked up and ready to go, and about time to make the announcement to have people come get their bowls. He says, "Nice work, team. And he kind of like puts his hands on the sides of his hips, and he says, "I've never had a team before to help me cook. I feel like I'm in a real kitchen." Anyway, let's go
real
call for
kitchen.
dinner.
Ouch.
Ouch.
He makes his way to the deck where you all can hear him say, "All right, guys, grub time. Got yourself a seafood gumbo today." And he puts you guys to
Right.
work, basically plating out some bowls. You notice that there's not enough bowls for everybody, so a lot of people are getting it in cups as well.
And Moonsick will step up to help dish out the gumbo before he eats.
Brom's gonna come up from below deck. He's
This actually is below deck, by the way. You don't
oh,
have to
this
make
is
that
below
clear.
deck. Okay.
Yeah. The
Should-
galley is under the equivalent
Okay.
for the ship.
So
So,
while they were doing their thing, did Cole see any islands?
No.
By any chance? What?
No,
Oh.
you already rolled.
No, I meant yeah, fair enough.
Miles is
Yeah.
happy to help set up and get everything, handed out as well, and do stuff like that.
Brom's gonna be a little late to the party because he doesn't understand how to get out of a hammock. He tries to roll out of it like it's a bed, and the hammock just swings with him. After floundering for 5 minutes, he gets out, looks at it with with narrowed eyes, like, what is this devil's contraption?
What is
At this point,
magic
I'm
swing?
assuming most people have already gotten their food, so I walk up and ask if there's still some.
Yes,
There-
there is. And Windchime scoops it into his bowl because she's in charge of the spoon.
Your hand has not left that that spoon the entire time.
Thank you so much.
Perfectly proportioned for every person.
Perfectly proportioned, as all meals should be.
Oh, that's funny.
The female dwarf from before comes up to grab hers, and she's got 2 bowls ready to go. She says, I need one for the captain as well.
Oh, is he not going to eat with us?
No, she typically eats in her quarters.
Ah, an antisocial, I see.
Of course.
Any news on our heading yet?
I socialize. See,
No idea.
I
She's
think
been having us. She's been having us go in circles for the past
And
couple
can
of
you
hours.
point me in the right direction for me to knock on her door?
She does. She does not take kind. What is my accent for her?
Kindly to these motherfucking passengers.
She does not take too kindly to strangers.
We don't take
Uh,
kindly to mean people.
No, I think it was Scottish. No, wait, that's not Scottish. What is that?
Kind of like a British accent, kind of like a Cockney accent.
A little off there, but you'll get there.
You'll
Probably.
get there eventually.
Oh,
It's
God.
like a Scottish accent mixed with an Australian accent. Kinda.
Emily accent.exe
This is
has
not
crashed.
helping me. All of the accents that are going on is not helping me find what a Scottish accent sounds like.
That's funny.
See, I can't get the fucking British accent out of my head.
God damn it, Kyle.
Well,
It wasn't Kyle. It was specifically Rocky's accent. I couldn't.
Yeah, because we don't do blame here.
Yeah, it was Rocky's.
Yeah, no
fault.
blame.
No blame
What
on-
does a
it
Scottish
was
accent sound
definitely
like?
my fault.
I was literally doing one earlier today.
Scotland forever.
Jesus Christ. Okay. All right.
Oi.
Just think
I-
of
No,
Shrek.
that's British. Oh yeah, think of
Flash
Shrek.
ogre.
Donkey.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Okay.
Those don't look like the
Anyway.
thoughts of a man
What are
who
you
would
doing
shit
in
an
my
egg.
All right, all right, all right.
Okay. Anyway, the captain needs her. I'm just gonna go British, I guess. The captain needs her food as well. So she like offers up the 2 bowls. I don't remember what we were talking about. That was super derailed.
Winchamp scoops it into the bowl. She puts a little extra in the captain's bowl. A wink.
Thank you kindly. And she heads off.
Oh, we forgot to ask where we're headed.
Yeah, that's definitely forgot that. But I got a little sidetracked.
That's what I asked.
Everybody.
You did.
That's what
You
I
did
asked.
hear. You did hear. Yes. She said. The captain's been. There we go. The captain's been going us around in circles for a while now. Just for the last couple of hours. I think she is plotting something, trying to figure out what path to go next. Not really sure though. As she heads out.
Circles. Why would we be going in circles?
Do you ask that before she leaves?
Yes, I do.
It's common practice when we're trying to decide a direction and what to do. I mean, with all of these refugees, I'm sure the captain doesn't. Things were kind of derailed for us, for sure.
Any other news of any other? Well, I suppose we wouldn't know that already, seeing it's just. Never mind. Carry on.
Right?
Hi.
She heads out. She leaves.
I'm gonna head out.
Leaving you guys to eat your meal. It's pretty good. It's lacking in a large amount of fish, but ultimately, like you feel like I could have just like a whole nother fish would have really sold the whole plate.
Better go.
But otherwise, it tastes excellent.
Are there
Feels
any
like it's lacking by exactly 1 fish.
If by exactly 1 fish, yes.
There's plenty of fish in the sea.
Well, the
Probably.
base for this gumbo is very good, but I could definitely do with a few more chunks of fish in here.
If you mention the fish one more time, I think that I'll never make fish again. And that would be on you. So be
Wait.
careful, you.
Wait, you were the one that made it?
Well,
I
not.
said that.
Yes, the whole thing. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. The
yes.
entire, all of the fish. I did that.
I see.
What, you couldn't do one more?
Hey, it's the fisherman's fault, you know.
So tell me, how's the okra on the dish? I hope that's just fine.
If you want more fish, we can go fish it and put it in there for you.
You know what? I'm down for that. Want to go?
We're in the ocean after all.
With this, there should be enough of it.
You
Well,
while you guys are continuing.
I was gonna say, if we've been going in circles for hours now, then chances are we fished out all of the fish in this circle of the ocean.
You know what? Now I really do need to talk to the
think that's how-
captain. And with that, I am going to try and
Actually-
look for the captain's cabin.
Well, just before you get up to leave and to go find the captain, Heidi actually, excuse me, the the dwarf, excuse me, the dwarf woman makes her way back in, and she says, I was just talking with the captain, and she said after you're done eating, she wants to have a conversation with the group of you. You know, the ones who helped out and rescued all of the refugees.
That is interesting, and she hasn't made a decision on a heading yet.
That's not that liberty for me to say.
I feel like perhaps there could be more danger in the waters, and I mean, perhaps we could be safer here than on land somewhere else. We really don't know.
I'm always dreamt of being a pirate. This could be my opportunity. Steal a ship, get away.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Animo.
Roll a insight check.
Not this ship.
Roll an insight check.
This is the only thing we're stealing.
Me?
Yes.
Oh no!
12.
You notice that when you mentioned pirate, that Heidi's brow furrowed forward, and that she appears displeased.
Displeased with me or with like private? I don't know.
It is just not Animo's day.
It's Mondays.
First, the island sinks, and we're stranded on a boat. We're going in circles, and then I fuck up a fish, and now we're short. Now the gumbo's short exactly one fish. Fuck today.
Anyway, you all but to make your way up to her.
Sounds good.
Cool.
And before we get into the conversation with the captain, we're going to take a short break.
Cool.
Okay.
Short rest for our throats. Wink.
And
All right, I'm getting my
everybody
pizza.
can go.
All right.
Do their.
How
the
long a break are we
biofunctions.
taking?
Let's do 15 minutes.
15 minutes. I will cut the recording here.